It's good to be back. Back with my friends.
Joey,
Hastings.
screw that, man. Screw me. Joey D back in the building after a couple weeks.
What up?
Back in the building after a couple weeks. Let's go. That's the welcome back, man. And that's the feel so good to be back.
Let's do this.
Let's be honest here. I'm just going to fade back a little more and let Eric slide back
Speaking
in.
of doing this, though, but Joey,
What's
gotta
up?
start with your Jets, man. I'm sorry. I know that we got NBA playoffs, we got NHL playoffs. You weren't here the last few weeks.
That's true. That's true.
And I gotta get your opinion. What do you think about the Jets draft? What do you think about what they're doing overall? And what do you think about them kicking the season off in San Fran on Monday Night Football?
Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm all about it. I love the draft. I was on here the week of the draft saying they need to trade back. They need to do the offensive tackle. What did they do? They traded back, granted, one spot. But still, they still traded back. And they got the offensive tackle. Then I said later in the draft, they need to do a playmaker. And who did they get? The Yak King himself for 2 years. I'm definitely forgetting his first name right now, but I believe his last name's Corley. And he's going to tear it up, baby. We need that extra speed. So now we got a little weapon for Aaron, a little more a weapon per se for Garrett Wilson too, to open him up a little bit. And then I said, later in the draft, I would love for them to take the QB from Florida State who got hurt, Mr. Jordan Travis. Who they take in the 5th round? Oh, that bad man, Mr. Jordan Travis. That's who they took. That's exactly who they took.
Oh, man.
Me, I give him an A+ for the draft.
I wish I could have been that happy with the Cowboys draft. That's awesome. That's
So
great.
I'm pleasantly surprised. The only thing I'll just question is they took 2 running backs. I know they took the kid from Wisconsin, and then they took somebody else with the other with like the very next pick. And that's my only thing. Like, do we need 2 running backs? But hey, I'm all about it. Let's go, baby. To me, from this draft, it looks like the Jets are just going to be ground pound, play defense, and Aaron's just going to, don't do too much, Aaron. Just be special, not all the time, just from time to time.
I mean, basically what he'll do is he'll hit his little slant routes, hit the slant and go every now and then.
If he's got enough time, then you got Corley going deep, or Mike Williams, who's also a Yak kid, Yak guy.
When Mike Williams is healthy, he's a very good wide receiver.
Love it.
The only problem is he's just never healthy. So that is what it is. But either way, so Joey, in all honesty,
What's up?
what are your thoughts on the fact that they're going to start the season again on a Monday night? Because obviously one of our good friends, Justin, was a little upset about the idea that
Why be upset?
they're playing Monday night again, because he thinks, Rodgers played on Monday night last year. Not even 4 minutes into the game, Rodgers is injured.
He had 4 plays. It's okay. It's all right.
So he's a little nervous about it, and I just, I personally, I'm not a superstitious man until the Cowboys play, and then I'll, wear the same jersey if they win every week. But that's not superstitious.
We're sports fans.
That's
We're all
just tradition.
we're all little, superstitious.
Fanatic.
Dude, I'm all about it. They're one of the hardest teams in the NFL. Would you agree? Most talent, very talented through and through. They went to the Super Bowl last year. Let's knock it out week 1. Week 1, there's so many upsets. A lot of teams aren't ready to play week 1.
No.
Not to mention, they lost Eric Armstead in the offseason. I believe the Niners also lost a couple guys in the playoffs / Super Bowl during their run.
Drake Greenlaw. They don't know if he'll be back in time for the start of the season.
So, hey, bring them on week 1, baby. They are going to win this game. I'm telling you right now, today, 17-13. Put it in the books. 17-13, Jets win.
Who'd San Fran just pick up?
I have no idea.
Didn't they pick up the guy who hurt Rodgers last year?
Did they?
I think they did. I'm not mistaken. Go ahead, pull that up right now. I'm pretty sure I heard that. I'm pretty sure.
How do I pull this up?
Go to the NFL. Come on, you know how to do this.
Nah, man.
Oh, no.
Go to the team. Go to San Fran.
Bro, that would be...
That'd be really funny. But I'm not scared, bro. We just took Fashanu, and we have a Hall of Fame left tackle. I'm all about it, bro. Bring on San Fran.
Seeing Tyron Smith in the Jets jersey. Oh, that was hard to say.
Let's go. Bring it on.
That was
Dude,
hard to say.
I would rather play the hardest teams early while they're still figuring things out instead of in the middle of the year when they're grooving and they got everything right. Let's go to San Fran. Rodgers from Cali. He wanted the guys from San Fran to trade for him, and he wanted to go there. Stick it to him. Let's go.
I mean, look,
I'm all about it.
I am all for seeing the 49ers lose. So, by all means, that is all good in my book. I'm all for a Jets win. Look, man, I always pull for the Jets, especially if they're not playing the Cowboys.
Was it Leonard Floyd?
Yeah, it was Leonard Floyd.
Yeah. Guess who's playing for this year?
I don't care.
That is pretty ironic, though. I mean,
I don't care. We didn't have.
I think he'll be fine, but that is.
We
pretty
didn't have
ironic.
Tyron Smith. We didn't have Fashanu. We didn't have Morgan Moses. We didn't have this line.
Tyron Smith will eat up Leonard Floyd.
I'm all about it. We're gonna take Bryce Hall. That's his name. There we go. Woo. He's gonna eat him. He's gonna eat him up week 1. I am so excited for this. Let's go, bro. Let's go.
Tyron Smith will eat up Leonard Floyd. They'll send him home with it.
I'm all about it.
Lunch money.
I'm not scared. I think it's gonna, as long as, knock on wood, he stays healthy. I think it's gonna be a great year for the Jets. I do.
For those of you watching us streaming, Joey knocked on his head, or not watching us streaming, Joey knocked on his head when there's a wood table right in front of him.
Well, no, my head's hollow. There's nothing in it. That's why I always knock on my head.
Oh my gosh! So 17-13. That's bet.
17-13.
That's bet.
Me and Eric before the podcast.
Wait, what was the tortilla agreement out on the
Just
patio?
That was the tortilla. I don't know what this 17-13 thing is.
I'm saying
By the way, shout out to
17-13.
Carl. Shout out to Timmy in the chat listening to us right now. And to anybody else out there.
What up, everybody?
Yeah, we got 5 people watching, so hey, more than I think we've ever had. So we'll take it. Woo! Anyway, so I don't know what this 17-13 thing nonsense is.
I just put a number out
No,
there.
but I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying that Joey outside prior to coming into the show decided to make a proclamation that the Jets were going to go into San Fran, and win on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Why
I'm
not?
sorry, sir. You are wrong.
that's a tortilla slap bet.
We have a
They're
tortilla
not
slap.
losing.
I
They're
will
not
not
at
be.
home.
I will not be getting
Why
slapped
not?
by a
To
tortilla.
Aaron Rodgers' first full regular season game
Brock
in 2 years.
Purdy's gonna get lit up. We got
A year.
Hassan Reddick. We got 2 shutdown corners. I am amped for this Jet team, baby. Amped. They are
So
gonna get.
wait.
I'm not calling it
Wait.
They're getting
I think I got the best question that can be asked. Are you more hyped this year, or were you more hyped last year?
I was more hyped last year, of course, because of the Aaron Rodgers trade and everything that came out. You're like, oh, 9-11 against the Bills and this and that. But I am more confident this season because I feel like they're better defensively. We're deeper defensively. I think we have better playmakers this year. As long as Rodgers is healthy, this team is going to kick some freaking butt, baby. I'm all about it.
I got it. You couldn't be further from.
They got a better.
They're not coming
they have
in
a better
week
D
one
than the
firing on all
Niners.
cylinders. They're just not doing it.
Just putting this out there real quick.
They got a better D than the
everybody
Niners,
knows I'm
and
not
they're gonna
making
run
my
it down
pick
their
until
throat.
we
They have a
make
better
week
D
1
than the
picks.
Niners?
Yes. Last year they did too.
Hold on, wait. No.
I think this year they're gonna have a better D than the Niners too. Absolutely.
No, Floyd, Bosa, these guys. No. You don't.
Why?
You want to say equal? You want to say same footing? You want
I'm
to
gonna say better.
As good. I'm not saying again. If you're going comparison to comparison, I think they could stand toe to toe.
No,
Like,
I
don't think
agree,
they're a
but I
bad
just think they're
defensive
gonna be
team.
better. I think the Jets will have a top 3 defense. Maybe Niners will have top 10. That's all I'm saying. Like they're adequate to each other, but I just think the Jets are gonna be better.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
Listen, Christian McCaffrey's going to run it down your throat.
No, he's not.
He's going to have at least 2 TDs.
Quentin Williams
They're going to control the clock and keep
baby.
How you beat Aaron Rodgers? You keep Aaron Rodgers off the field.
I love
What's
it.
the best way to do
That's
that?
what
You
we
got
wanna do.
Christian McCaffrey. That's what
we want to do this year. We got Bryce Hall. We want to run the ball and play defense. That's exactly what we want to do.
No, you
I
don't.
have no issues with that at all
You
this year.
don't want to do that
Yes,
with
I do.
Hackett as your offensive coordinator.
That's exactly
and
what I
Aaron
wanna
Rodgers
do.
as your quarterback, and Garrett Wilson.
And let
All
Garrett
right.
Wilson-
We're starting to go in circles.
I love
We're
it.
starting to go in circles.
He's saying they're a run-first defensive
Yes,
team.
he's
I'm
40.
telling him he's full of shit because you don't go out there and get Aaron Rodgers to be a run-first
40
team.
years old, coming off a torn Achilles. You got to be a run-first team.
They're going balls to the wall. I'm telling you, they're going to try to air
They'll
it out.
throw
They're
the
gonna-
ball. I definitely say they'll be a more run. They'll run more than most teams in the league. But even
It's still
saying
gonna be
that,
a 64, even if
but
it's a
that's
60-40 split,
that's
60
still running the ball
that's
more.
still more. Most teams run the ball around mid 30%.
I don't even see
if
the
you're
Jets running
over
that much,
40% in the
though.
NFL,
Especially
you are
once
a
they
run
get down
team.
a score or two, they're going to continue to run the ball? No. They're going to be down. They're going to be down in times against the Bills. They're going to be down at times against Miami. They're going to be down at times against many opponents this year, including San Fran, where they're going to be forced to throw the ball and get out of that.
I'm not arguing with you, but
So
Aaron Rodgers way better than Zach Wilson ever will be.
so
One of the best quarterbacks ever. If he's healthy, the D's just as good as last year, if not better.
we're
Yeah.
still 2 months from training camp.
Very true. And this is how passionate we are about
So-
this. I'm all about it.
So
Sign it up, baby. We have a tortilla bet for Monday Night Football.
Yeah, that's a hey, shake the hand. Let's get it in.
Oh, we got to bet.
We're
I'm gonna,
tortilla
just
slap.
like Dave
Not
gets
even
it, you're getting a
training camp.
nice cold tortilla
not even
slapped across your
training camp. These teams
I'm
could
all
look
about it.
these teams could look so different than they look right this second.
Oh, 100% correct.
Well, yeah, a couple injuries here or there. Listen,
All of a
you
sudden,
know.
Rodgers goes down. Tyrod Taylor gets a head
Yeah, because this
hangnail.
bet isn't contingent on
No,
Rodgers, by the way.
I'm still saying they win week 1 no matter what. They can trade back for Zach Wilson. They will win week 1 against the Niners.
All right, see, I wouldn't.
Because it's week 1. That's the only reason why I'm saying
nope.
they will win with any quarterback week 1.
That one, nope.
Not co-signing that, huh, Dave?
I- that
Zach-
one I am.
once you throw Zach Wilson in there, no.
I'm all about it.
No. Sorry.
I'm confident in this team. Honestly, I am. All right.
See what
So
they're
that,
saying
that
in the
was
chat
fun.
here.
That was fun.
I mean,
I really, truly believe.
Tim wants the tortilla slap videos. He wants to put them
they
on
are
the
so
YouTube
funny.
page. I told him no.
No.
But he was like,
They are so
he
funny.
keeps asking. He says that's what the people want to see.
no. Streaming was
Carl says, when in doubt, air it out. He has high hopes. So
High hopes.
part of agreeing to the tortilla slap was those would never be shared on social media. So
and I haven't. I've held to my word.
you have not shared them.
I have not.
Dude, and I don't even care. You could share it on social media that I'm getting slapped
There
with a
you go.
tortilla. You could share
All
mine.
right, so there we go.
That-
If
well,
I lose.
that-
We'll have our first live stream of a tortilla
We'll do
slap.
it live. We'll do it the first thing if that happens.
See, the thing is, Dave, we weren't live when you were doing
Yeah,
it.
no, we weren't
weren't live.
Yeah,
Yes,
we weren't live
even
then. We'll do it
recording the
live on the
video,
stream
man.
for
It was
this.
just the podcast. Shout out to everybody that listening on the podcast and not watching the stream.
You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Just want to throw that out there real quick. But so to get you two clowns off of yelling at each other
That was fun.
over a game that's 6 months away.
Well, let's yell at each other over something else.
4 months.
Yeah, no, that's because I know I'm yelling at least one of you guys on this one. I mean,
I mean, speaking of quarterbacks and guys who I don't even think are even close to Aaron Rodgers' level. Good team. I used to call them the tryhards. They're no longer going to be the tryhards anymore because everybody got paid. They now have the second highest wide receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Son
They
God.
have the, I believe, second highest offensive lineman as
Sewell?
well. And now they have the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL in Jared
Freaking Goff.
Jared,
I know you want to say something else.
I mean, listen, you know how against paying Daniel Jones I was, and how against all of that, to my core, to my being, I just can't stand it. But this, to me, blows me away. He is not worth $2 million,
I believe
$53 million,
52, yep.
something like that a year. I mean, unbelievable. And to me, I don't know why you wouldn't start with drafting another quarterback or doing something else, because paying him that much money, you tie that much of your salary cap into a quarterback who's not even a top 10 quarterback, in my opinion. Now what are you going to do? Plus, now that he's paid, what is his motivation to try hard anymore? You've now paid all these guys big money. Guess what? Expect the Detroit Lions to go back to being the Detroit Lions.
I wouldn't push it that far.
Yeah, I mean, I get...
Listen, we're here to drop opinions, right? We're here to die on a hill.
Ahead.
I'm going to die on that hill. The Detroit Lions, after paying everybody, taking a step back.
Are you saying this year or
This
once
year,
those
this year they take one step back. Within 2 years, they're not even a playoff team.
I mean, you can make that argument because with the,
look at that right there. I mean, my man's
of
second in the NFL the last 2 seasons in passing yards, tied for third in passing touchdowns, second in touchdown to interception ratio, fourth in first down percentage. I mean, those are really good freaking stats. They paid him like a top 5 quarterback.
For a team that passes all the damn time.
The last 2 years, he's played like a top 5 quarterback.
I'm sorry.
So,
how old is he?
I think he's 36.
No, is he that old?
yeah, you guys talk. I'll look on my
34.
No, he was in like the 2016 number 1 pick. So he's like 8. I would say he's 30, 29, 30.
29.
There you go.
29.
29.
Jesus.
So you're taking him
God,
you're taking him until he's what, 33, 34 years old? Because he'll be 30 this year. So he's not going to play his full in October. He turns 30. So most of the year he's going to be 30 years old.
Correct.
Taking him until he's 34 years old. What's he going to be at 34? And
Hey, man.
$53 million a year?
I mean,
And
considering...
granted, now, Dave, we talked outside. This is essentially a 2-year deal because 170 of it is guaranteed. As you pointed out, I think $73 million in signing bonus. Then you have the rest guaranteed in the second year or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's 170 guaranteed in the first 2 years, and then they can do whatever. So you're going to pay pretty much $85 million a year
that's crazy.
over the next 2 years for Jared mother effing Goff. You've got to have your head examined. And if you think that guy has any motivation to get back on the field and try hard, you just took it all out of him. You're paying him like he's already wearing the gold jacket.
I'm with you on that, man. But
What is going on? I get the
Unfortunately.
salary caps are going up, but when you lock this much money into your quarterback, how does it not cripple you?
That's what I'm with you on that 100%. A lot of these guys, the number is so huge, but that's the number that goes for a quality starting quarterback in today's NFL. It's absolutely insane. It's astronomical that he's getting paid $52 million. What's he technically getting paid this year? 70? Is that what he's done?
The signing bonus is not counting as the salary cap.
All right.
So if
he
you
counts
actually, he's making like
52?
52 this
Okay.
year, and then he'll make
That's
like
absolutely insane.
56 next
Dak
year.
is a free agent next year, which Dallas or any other team gonna have to pony up to pay Dak. It's gonna be 60 or 55. I just think the quarterbacks have gotten smart with how they're gonna make money, but I think it cripples the team. I don't blame you thinking that Detroit may become Detroit again in 2-3 years because you got the Caleb Williams effect. The Bears are going to be better. They're going to be paying him nothing for the next 4 years, 3-4 years. And when you pay the quarterback this type of money, you lose stuff.
Yeah,
so
like Green Bay's not paying Love right now, so they can try to stack their roster a little bit more.
Exactly.
And Minnesota just drafted McCarthy.
We don't even know how well he's going to do.
So
but
like you do have to think about it like this though, right? So let's say it is 2 years, right? Let's say they keep him on for the entire contract.
Okay.
Right. He's still going to be in a division with a whole bunch of young developing quarterbacks, none of which, other than Love, make you think they're going to be a challenge. So you're basically guaranteeing you have the best quarterback in the division for at least the next 2 years.
But you don't know that. See, because the Bears are drafting in a world where they think they can develop a quarterback. I don't know what reality of world that is, but that's the world they're living in.
We now live in the
But they
Marvel
also did it. They did
multiverse,
it. They
so.
did get Rumadunzie. They did get Keenan Allen, so they tried to upgrade his weapons. I can get that. So you don't know what the Bears are going to do. I think they're going to flop on their face. I think they're going to be a big bunch of soft panda bears, in my opinion. But, so you're right. Maybe Goff is the best quarterback in the division for the next 2 years. Is that still worth $85 million a year?
Back
is
to
that
back.
still worth $170 million over the next 2 years?
Detroit,
to not win a Super Bowl?
Think about it. If you get back-to-back division titles, you're guaranteeing yourself playoff games, which is additional revenue you're going to earn, which will make you more money. Like literally, they're going
to be a playoff team, but I think by year 2,
what
he's
about
not
that
a playoff
roster
team.
are not a playoff team?
I think they've taken the effort out. I think they've taken the tryhards out. Nobody's looking to get paid at this point. You know how I feel. I felt that way the year that the Giants were
they still have the
tryhards.
they still have the DN on the other side. They're going to have to pay.
He'll get paid, but they know that. He knows that. The way he's watching everybody else get paid, he knows he's getting his.
Yeah, so
too.
you take care of your guys, and your guys play for you.
I don't know. I think this is where we're going to see if Dan Campbell's message really comes through. This is going to be a make or break year because if they're not as good, if they don't get as far, if they don't take that next step, I'm telling you, they're only going to start trending back.
There's no reason to not think that this year is going to be more challenging for them than last year because nobody's going to step in the room and be like, "Oh, it's the Lions. We got a dub." Like every game against them is going to be taken extremely seriously. They're a competitor in the NFC to go to the Super Bowl.
What's the chat saying?
So to me, hell yeah, it's worth every freaking dollar.
And
Timmy says, or the Fighting Irish 57, if you want to follow him on any socials as well, says that if Goff gets paid, then you got to pay Dak.
They have to pay Dak. I've never said not to pay Dak. Dak will get the same kind of money. He'll get he'll get a little bit more.
Yep. He'll get a little bit more, maybe like 53, 54,
like
55,
it is what it is. Yeah. And CeeDee Lamb's going to get probably end up being the highest paid guy, and then Justin Jefferson will become the highest paid guy after him. Mm-hmm. This is how the NFL works. I don't get why this works people up. I don't understand. It's not your money. Like these guys are going to get paid whether it's the team they're on or another team. If you have a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL, you pay him what the average going rate is for a starting caliber quarterback in the NFL. Quarterbacks don't fall off trees.
And if you got a decent one, you got to keep them around. And this essential 2-year deal with Goff kind of fits their window because you're paying Brown, Jameson Williams. This is year 3. This is the year I think he's actually going to take off because his knee's probably fully healthy finally. So now you got a little more dangerous in the offense. Laporta last year was great. I think that's why they signed Goff for this 2-year period. I think they feel as though the next couple years they have a Super Bowl window. They're not paying Hutchinson. And they understand to keep those guys around, we're going to have to probably take a quarterback in the next couple years to reset things. And they can keep Brown, so they can keep Hutchinson, so they can keep Gibbs.
And also, the NFC is not the powerhouse that the AFC really is.
Guys, I also don't think you realize this is still the Detroit Lions.
They're better.
Guys,
they're
this
better
is a historically
franchise.
great franchise.
You're not wrong.
This is a franchise that has come on lately because they found a coach who somehow has pushed through a message of unbelievableness and trying hard and blah, blah, blah. You know, Dan Campbell has been the turnaround for this team, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to know, after these guys are paid, now they've got their bag, now they've got their bank, what are they going to do? And will his message come through? And I have a feeling, unfortunately, that try-hard message comes through, but it only comes through for so long. And I think once some of these guys, especially as they get older, now Goff's been there a couple of years. He's not the new guy on the scene. Mm-hmm. He has some success behind him. He's now getting paid like a top guy. Is he going to come out and play like a top guy? And I just have that feeling from years of watching Detroit Lions football that this probably isn't going to be sustainable.
I think it is. I truly do. Amon-Ra St. Brown has a chip on his shoulder. I think they had he was supposed to go higher in the draft but he fell. So he always plays with a chip. I just think they're not going away for the next couple of years. I think they're going to be good.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'm
Get
sorry.
some help.
I think you're a little too obsessed with the dollar amount and just got to focus on the fact. I think Joey kind of really nailed on it when it comes down to talking about the fact that it's like they think this is their window. So they're paying the guys that they can. They're going to build their roster the best way they can. And if you don't have a quarterback, you don't got nothing. And we just saw in the stats we were looking at before, he's played like a top 5 quarterback in a lot of categories, including passing yards and passing touchdowns, which last I checked is the number 1 job of a quarterback, and they'll turn the ball over. So third in passing or touchdown to interception ratio. I mean, I don't know how you look at those stats from a quarterback and not say he didn't play to earn that money.
Listen, he isn't worth it. The same way Daniel Jones isn't worth it.
But Daniel Jones, I have no argument at all. Again, it boils down to, is Jared Goff a quality starting quarterback in the NFL?
And he is.
Is he a top 5 quarterback after this season? This season, will his stats be top 5?
I don't know, but what we do know is over the last 2 years, he's top 5 in a lot of key categories. That's what we do know.
Next year, after getting the money, below the top 5. He's out of the top 5. And overall, he is out of the top 5 quarterbacks.
All right.
I think he's going to be fine.
Yeah, I think they're going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to be a really good team. And
Same.
I think they're going to. I think that the division comes down to them and Green Bay, and I think they're better than Green Bay. So I think they're going to win the division. And that means that at least one more home playoff game, which means more money. But again, which automatically
I think
that one single game basically offsets the entire salary that they paid him.
If they make it to that game.
Which I think they will.
They made it to the NFC Championship this year. That's 2 extra games that they said,
this
here you
year.
go, guys.
Going forward, so you're going to pay him for. So you're paying him for what he's already done, not what he's going to do.
That's what you do anyway.
What you do on every contract.
Single.
Not true.
Baseball, you get paid on what you did, not what you do.
Not true.
NFL,
the
you
Yankees
get paid.
did not do that with Jeter. They didn't pay him big money. They said, "Screw you." They got into a tiff over it. That was because they looked at it and they said, "Listen, you're still an aging player. We're not going to give you X amount of money that you want."
That was 25 years ago.
No, it wasn't. We're talking 10 years ago. 15 years ago. It's not that long ago
man.
when it.
And then
I'm just
15 years ago was when
that.
Jeter was looking to retire. It was his last contract you're talking about.
I'm just saying, but they didn't overpay him. And that's
his last contract.
That's something that George would have done.
That's his last contract. It's completely different than Jared Goff, who's looking to get paid.
This is probably going to be his last contract after 34 years old. Who wants a 34-year-old quarterback?
Just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal. He's like our age.
Kirk Cousins.
And he's coming off a torn Achilles.
Let me see if I can.
34 years old is nothing in today's NFL. And he's got starting capabilities. Minimum, he will be a backup quarterback somewhere in this league. Minimum.
There's
at 34 years old.
Nothing you can say that's going to make me agree with you on this one, Eric.
He could play football till he's 40 if he really wanted to.
There's no convincing me on this one.
I believe I have somebody joining us who might be able to give us an opinion as well.
Sweet.
Can you hear us, sir?
Yeah, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
Yep, and you got one too. So what do you think about this Jared Goff contract? By the way,
who's joining
Mr.
us?
Eric Pfeiffer joining us from the road real quick. So I'm going to switch right after he gives his opinion on this. I want to get his hockey talk in. We haven't had a chance to talk hockey with him in the last couple weeks, and I want to try and get his opinion in. So for sure, because I mean he's our hockey guru.
Oh yeah,
but give me your opinion real fast, real quick, as we wrap up this Jared Goff combo.
What's the contract? I'm
4 years, 4 years, $212 million, 170 guaranteed over the first 2 years.
I think he's earned it.
Ooh. So you're with Dave. You're with Dave.
And Joey, bro.
And Joey. I guess I'm dying on that hill by myself.
You were dying on that hill brutally.
What's the I think he's earned it, man. He's taking fucking Detroit Lions from the depths of hell to the gates of heaven. You just got to get through them pearly gates.
First 2 years.
I think he's earned it.
Ooh. So you're with Dave.
You guys hear me?
Halfway. There's technical difficulties going on.
I had a loop going through. I had to turn the YouTube stream off real quick. So that's good. But you go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I think he's earned it. He's taking the Detroit Lions from the depths of hell to the gates of heaven. So let's see if they can cross them pearly gates. If they win a Super Bowl with him, He was worth every penny, dude.
I
And
say
there's
they're
not
out
one
of the
Detroit
playoffs in
fan.
2 years.
There's not one Detroit fan that won't tell you that if they win a ring or even make it to the dance with him, that he was worth every penny.
He'll get a
Yeah,
statue,
but
bro.
listen to me on this, though, and I think you'll agree with me. They've been the tryhards for the last bunch of years now. That's what we've been calling them, especially under Dan Campbell. They've been kicking ass, taking names. But, yeah, I got to just say, can they really be the tryhards now that everybody got paid? He got paid, Amon Ra got paid, they all got paid.
No, they're not anymore, dude. They're legit. They don't need to be the tryhard. They're a legit football team.
All right, I tend to disagree. I still think they need that try-hard mentality. But moving on.
Everybody does. Everybody does. But if you look at it, dude, like, they went from guys who people thought weren't as skilled as the rest of the league to now they're one of the most skilled teams in the league.
Yeah. All right.
But they got to pay for that. You don't get that for free.
All right. We're going to have to – you're going to agree with these two guys, but I'm going to agree to disagree with all
Thank
you guys.
Thanks for trying to speak some sense into it.
But speak some
it
sense
never
to us
worked.
about these hockey playoffs because, I mean, nobody thought that the Rangers were really going to go in and sweep Carolina. But I'm going to start there because that's a hot series right now. Carolina's got the momentum. They're playing tough. Well, give me your opinion on this series and just the overall playoffs in general for both these teams and where they're at.
Well, so, you know, I texted you guys before the playoffs started that Carolina played pre-playoff to win it all. And I'm still kind of sticking to it. The games have been tight score-wise, but I was telling a Ranger fan, you got to give me 1 second here. Hang on, I'm sorry. Hang on. You guys fill the time for a second. I'm picking up 6 shots of espresso.
There you go. There you go. 6 shots of espresso.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not wrong, bro. Every game has been tight.
Oh, yeah, real tight. But not only has it been tight, but you look at it and the Rangers look like they had all the momentum. Up 3-0.
Won
Everything
6 in a
looks good.
row to start the playoffs.
7 in a row to
They
start the playoffs.
They swept Washington.
It was the first time actually in '94 they went 7-0 too. Looked unbelievable, and then Carolina's come back these last 2 games, wins a close one in game 4, and then last night just opened it up in the third period, and the Rangers could never catch up.
The Rangers did not score a single goal 5-on-5 or on the power play. Their only goal was a short-handed goal.
Yeah, by
Like
Trouba.
that's the kind of night they were having where
And
like
then
that
Trouba
just
screwed
went
it
well
up.
and just. But man, that Carolina poured it on them in the third period. It was you could just see the Rangers just all of a sudden when it was 4-1, they were like, "How the hell did we get here?" Like,
Dude, they just tried
Oh,
hard.
look.
Carolina. Oh, sorry, Fife. Go ahead.
No, I'm back. I got my espresso. I got to work overtime tonight. I'm working till midnight, so I drink 6 shots of espresso, and by 11:30 I start crashing.
God
but we
bless
clock out at midnight, so it works out really well. But
if
anyway,
you say so.
but as long as I don't have a heart attack.
Yeah,
But
so we got to work. We ain't getting any younger, my friend. We ain't getting any younger.
yeah, no, if I make it through the night without my heart, but no. So I was talking to a buddy of mine at work who's a Ranger fan, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I know you guys say I'm the hockey guru. Like, I haven't had time to watch a lot, catch highlights. I look at the scores. But judging by the box scores, the Rangers, to me, were lucky to be up 3-0. It seemed like Carolina was outplaying them. And this Ranger fan was even honest with me and said the same thing. He goes, "No, the Rangers have been outplayed in the first 3 games." You know, I was talking to him. He's like, "Yeah, you know, I kind of want to see them win it, the series at the Garden." I said, "No, you don't." I said, "You do not want to give this Carolina team any type of momentum. You got your foot on their throat right now, and you better crush it. Because if you don't and you let them win a game, they're going to win another game. And then now it's up for grabs. And with the way Carolina's been playing the whole series, with the Rangers winning 7 straight to start the playoffs, you know, you got to figure they're due for a loss. My biggest knock on the Rangers going into the playoffs was their 5-on-5 play. Their special teams is great. I know they didn't score a power play goal last game. Their special teams is great, but their 5-on-5 has always been a bit questionable, you know, especially the way they ended last season. So, you know, Washington was a cakewalk, and it was like you got to kind of as a hockey fan, I was upset to see Washington in. I felt like a better series with the Rangers would have been either Detroit with the young guys in Kane, or it would have been Crosby with the, Pittsburgh with the veterans there who've been there, done it, right? I felt like Washington was sort of it kind of shorted hockey fans a little bit. That's nothing against Alexander Ovechkin, but you can see it in the playoffs. He's just, and that team, he just shut him down and beat that team, and that's what they did 4 Game 3. So to me, it was kind of like when a Division I club goes out and plays a little cupcake to start week 1 so they can get rolling, So they came in, they were all high on themselves. They came with momentum. They got some bounces. They have the best, in my opinion, the best goalie in the league. So that helps you in the playoffs. But when you're giving up 40, 50 shots a game, it's not going to help you for very long. Like, the guy's going to wear down to the point to where you might even be considering throwing quick in Game 6. Because the guy had a great season. I don't think, with the way the NHL is now, I would not be opposed to that if I were a Ranger fan. Let's just can get some legs back because he's been facing a lot of shots. And, I think there was an overtime win in there in those first 3, if I'm not wrong.
No, on the other side.
That's usually a bounce or something like that. So, honestly, I think I was never worried about Carolina, even down 3-0. I don't know if you guys can still hear me. My service goes in and out.
No, I got you, buddy. I got you. I was trying to get Dave some headphones so he could hear you. But because I know where he wants to go next. And he wants to go to this Dallas series. So I don't know what your thoughts are on it.
Honestly, Fife, what I was just going to want to get your 2 cents on was, what about this kid Wyatt Johnson, man? 10 goals in the playoffs before 21. This kid is
very nice.
Freak.
It's very nice, and it's something that you need as a playoff. If you want to make a deep run, you got to get contributions from elsewhere, because your top guys can't always be expected to do it. And it's really nice to see. They have a good young squad with a nice sprinkle of veterans like Jamie Benn. There's a lot of feedback going on over there.
Because Eric is overreacting to me having headphones.
Because he can't hear you.
I know, I could literally hear you from his head. But I gave him a thumbs up, and he took that as I wanted headphones. And instead of interrupting the show, I just let him go with it. And instead it turned into a shit show. So, anyway, back
Which
to...
is great.
Yeah, no, if you were you gotta watch the live stream, or if this records, man. The last
I'm telling Joey
45 seconds, God help me. So, Fife. Anyway, this kid Wyatt Johnson, right? Just a freak, dude. And I'm shocked with what Dallas is doing to Colorado. I thought Dallas could win the series, but I didn't think Colorado was going to be down 3-1 the way they are and getting dominated for the most part.
Well, and they just took another hit too. Nichushkin being suspended for 6 months without pay. He's in stage 4 of the NHL player help, or whatever the hell it's called. Apparently, he's got I don't know what it is. All I know is he failed a drug test. I don't know the extent of it. I've seen some rumors that say it stems from the foot injury he had a while back, and it could be the prescription pills. Don't quote me on that. I don't know 100% if that's true. That's just something that I read over the internet, which can spew word vomit all over the place.
Yeah.
But he got suspended for him last year. It hurt them because he had some drunk girl in Seattle in his hotel room who was incoherent or something like that. That kind of went away. I don't know. He got suspended, but nobody ever heard anything about it. So somebody got to pay off. But now he's suspended again, and that's a big part of their lineup. I know a lot of Colorado fans are ready to move on from him. They've had enough. So I'm not surprised with what Dallas is doing. Dallas made it to the Western Conference Finals last season for a reason. They beat the team that knocked them out, and they have, if you're looking at Shesterkin as 1A, maybe Ottinger right now has established himself as 1B, as one of the best goaltenders in the league. And the way he does it is just once he starts going, he's in his zone. He just looks calm, cool, and collected. Nothing shakes the kid.
All right.
So those are the pieces of the puzzle you need. You got guys contributing. outside of the top guys. So they have the right pieces going. Dallas is actually a great pick to make it all the way as well.
I mean, at least some team in Dallas should win a championship, or at least have a shot. So, real quick,
and the Stars have before, more recent than more recent than that crappy football team.
So anyway, is what Boston doing disappointing and a letdown, or the Panthers just a really good team?
They are number one seed.
They're a damn good team, bro.
They're a really good team. They're 2 seed. They're 1 in their division, but they're 2 in the East. Rangers went in with the President's Trophy 1 seed. They're a really good team, and we could be looking at a Dallas-Florida final. I wasn't surprised that Boston was able to take out Toronto. What's crazy to me about Toronto, I know we haven't been able to talk in a while, is that they played better without Austin Matthews in the lineup. So I wasn't surprised by that. And then the Florida-Tampa series is always going to wind up being a good one. And, going back to that Rangers-Carolina series with the 3-0 lead for the Rangers, when I was talking to my buddy, I was saying, this reminds me of 2 years ago when Tampa swept Florida, but every game was a 1-goal or overtime game. So it was a sweep of the series, but it wasn't like that the way the games played out.
Yeah.
And I just had this feeling Carolina was going to be able to flip it on its head. And they're 1 win away from pushing to Game 7.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nothing like a Game 7 in the NHL playoffs. You just can't. I don't think there's anything that can beat that. There's nothing.
The Rangers don't want that, bro.
No,
Speaking of a beating, though, I got to ask you about this Canucks-Oilers series, because have you seen the highlights of the hit that I believe was put on Connor McDavid at the end of the game?
I have.
And what are your thoughts on that? Because that's ugly. And that ain't right. In my opinion, that's poor sportsmanship right there. And that's not something you usually see in the NHL. That bad anyway. That was blatant ugly.
You have cases of it once in a while, but you generally don't see a guy like Connor McDavid get touched like that. I also think, though, the optics of it were bad because of poor timing. The guy came in from behind McDavid, gave him a shot. McDavid started to go down a little bit. I think Susie was kind of going to put one in his chest. I don't think he was trying to cross-check him across the face.
No, but once he gets hit from behind, though, you never know what could happen. So why even bring the stick up like that?
Well, when you watch it slow-mo, when you slow it down, it looks like that, right? But in real speed, he gets hit from behind. Susie was probably already going for the little push to the chest, and when his head came down to chest level, that chest shot became a base shot. So I think it was poor timing. I think the guy should, when you smack Connor McDavid in the teeth, cross-check. That's generally going to be at least 1 game. So I'd be surprised if it's not, which I haven't heard anything about it.
Me either.
But
That's surprising.
If the league sees it the way that I saw it, they could see it as something where 2 guys kind of got into it at the end of the game, and it was just poor timing, and a guy took a stick to the face, and it wasn't intentional.
But
I really don't think I love that about hockey. Just casually, guy took a stick to the face. What are you gonna do?
No, but I'm saying even if they don't necessarily suspend a guy or whatever. Do you think there's going to be some kind of on-ice justice done? Do you think that the Oilers come out and make a statement there that you don't do this to our guy?
They better.
If there's not, then there's the exact reason why they're losing this series.
Yep, I agree with that.
Because if you can't have a guy out there to protect Connor McDavid, then what's the point of having Connor McDavid? There's no point in having him at that point. Trade him away. Or put somebody out there. Gretzky always had, McSorley with him. I'm blanking on the other guy who was with him early in his career. But part of Gretzky's condition when he went to the Kings was that McSorley go with him. And it wasn't because McSorley was a goal scorer. I mean, yeah, he could keep up with that line and play with him and stuff, but it was because everybody knew if you touched Gretzky, you were dealing with McSorley. And I know the league is a lot different than it was back then, but there's still some aspect to that. There's a reason why the Devils brought in a tough guy, because Jack Hughes kept getting hurt. And also the Rangers brought in Rempe, right? There's reasons for that these guys still exist. But now the difference is they can play a little bit.
What do you
So
think,
if they don't retaliate, then that's why they're down in this series. And honestly, Vancouver's surprised to me. I thought they were going to be out round one.
Yeah, I mean they did finish number 2 in the West, or did they finish 1 in the West?
Season. They had a great season. They sort of fell off towards the end of it a little bit. They went backwards a little bit. This is why, like everybody talks about in the NHL the curse of the President's Trophy. I didn't think that held true with the Rangers this year because I thought they did it the right way. They had their downtime in the middle of the season. They came on strong early. They had a little bit of downtime in the middle of the season, but they finished the season hot to win the President's Trophy. They didn't run away with it. To me, that curse is when a team runs away with it. That's generally when they end up losing gas in the playoffs. But the Rangers did it differently, in my opinion. The Rangers were able to get hot towards the end to secure the President's Trophy. So to be honest, going into the playoffs, I thought they had a chance to break this President's Trophy curse. But I still think Carolina, even down when they were down 3-0, now 3-2, they're a tough out. And then you get past Carolina, you got to go play Kachuk and the boys. There ain't no easy way out of the East. I've been saying that since the playoffs started.
I think it's going to be interesting, that's for sure. But I was just shocked that the Bruins were struggling as much as they were with the Panthers. I thought they'd be able to at least be a better matchup. So
Panthers are really good top to bottom.
Bruins up 1-0 at the end of the first tonight, though. So see how the game plays out. But Bruins look like they're starting strong at least.
Also, I'm glad to see that the Bruins kind of leaned a little more towards Swayman as their number one goalie. The way they started the playoffs, even if the guy won, they were going 1-1 and 1-1 and 1. Like, I know I said it would be a good idea for the Rangers. I guess that espresso's kicking in. 1-1 and 1-1 and 1. And I thought I think it's a good idea if the Rangers go to quick in their next game, in Game 6, right? I don't think that's a bad idea. I do think it's a bad idea to go into the playoffs and not ride the hot hand. I just feel like Swayman was playing so well to alternate him. So I don't know if that has a factor with the way he's let in some goals lately. I don't know who's in net tonight. I haven't checked. But I don't know. Florida is not so. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals last year as well, so it doesn't surprise me.
The goalie they got in, scroll up. They had it right there. No, that's Bobrovsky. Swayman is starting tonight.
Swayman is starting. All right. Well, it's good. I think they need to ride him out because I think he's their best goalie.
definitely a defensive first period, though. Only 11 shots for Boston and 4 for Florida.
Well, yeah, when you're down, what is it, 3-1?
Yeah.
When you're down 3-1 in a series, you fucking tighten up on the back end. You have to. And you're playing every game like it's a Game 7. That's what the beauty of Carolina. That's what the beauty of Carolina was, is that they didn't have to change their play because, in my opinion, they were dominating the games as it was. They just weren't catching the bounces. And one rule you're taught in hockey from when you're a little kid playing is like, if you're not getting the bounces, there's nothing you can do about it except play through it. Keep playing your game, play through the bad bounces, and eventually the good bounces come your way.
Couldn't agree more, my friend.
Yeah, I like
Couldn't
that.
agree more. It's a good life lesson in general.
Well, and also
But hockey players are generally successful people.
Minus a few teeth.
Yeah, I'm missing 3 of them.
You still got a great smile.
One was luckily they're in the back. One was from a fight, and the other 2 are just poor dental hygiene. If I'm being honest.
All right, at least one was from a fight, though.
Yeah.
It's a cool story.
Yeah.
Well, that was
So were the
awesome.
11 broken noses.
Oh my god!
Holy crap.
He was one of those enforcers we were talking about before. So
Old school.
he definitely
I
knows
used to
that
go-
side of the game for sure.
Well, sometimes, I used to smoke a lot of weed, right? And, a quick story was, when when I first went out to Minnesota playing, I wasn't getting a lot of ice time. So we were on our way to a game. It was like an hour and a half away. And my buddy's like, you want to smoke a joint? And I was like, fuck it. I'm going to fight once and go to the penalty box, and that's it. So I go to the locker room in the middle. So I smoke a joint on the way to the game. I go to the locker room. I'm tying my skates, and the coach walks in. And he goes, "Fight for second line tonight. You know, this kid's out or whatever." And I'm fucking ripped. So like, oh fuck, right? So I actually played a really good game, and I had an assist, and I didn't come off the second line for the rest of the year. So I smoked before every game.
There you go.
Hey, listen, you found something that worked, I guess.
Talk about being superstitious.
So when shit had to go down and something had to be taken care of, you know, I was the guy that coach tapped on the shoulder and said, "Hey, go talk to number 25 for me." Well, I wasn't always, I was a little high, and I wasn't always personally pissed off at number 25 myself. So I would drop the gloves and keep my hands low and take the first punch, and somehow they always hit me in the goddamn nose. I only lost one fight that year, and it was in the beginning of the year before I started doing it that way. So I'd always take the first punch. I broke my nose so many times, you punch me in the cheek, my nose started bleeding. So when you're bleeding through your teeth and you're smiling at the guy who just punched you with everything he had, you got the mental advantage every time.
You definitely do.
That's awesome.
Oh, shit. That was, honestly,
Stories
man,
of the old enforcement days.
I could die on this hill. I'll listen to that story any day. That was awesome. That was great. Holy shit!
I'm broadcasting that to the world.
I'll die on that hill.
More stuff like that.
We'll have to play it for the kids in like 20 years.
Yeah, I was 18 and I'm 40 now, so you know things are a little different.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
get drug tested at work, so I can't smoke weed anymore.
There you go. It happens.
It happens. Life happens. But to be young and in our 20s again, or, you know, were you about 20, 21 then, probably?
He said 18.
18.
I was
Yeah, 18. Yeah, wow.
18, 19, you know.
Yeah, junior hockey, yeah. Kicking ass, taking
Yeah,
names.
it was good.
Getting broken
Good time. I was right in the middle of like when guys would like train real hard all year, and then there were still the guys who partied when it wasn't time to train. I was that guy. I wasn't much into the training, you know. Practice was over. I was going to I was finding some party to go to. You know, I'll practice an hour a day. I'm at 2 hours a day. We're good. I'll be fine.
Now you got to go party, get loose and limber for tomorrow.
Yeah, smoke a little weed before the game. I don't recommend it to the kids out there. You got to have your head on straight out there.
We're in a lot of trouble if there's little kids listening to our show. So
Yeah, I don't think we have that problem.
But I still respect the apology fight. But I think you're in I think this is in a safe place.
Listen, for his first appearance back in a while, this has been amazing.
Yeah, Fife.
We need more of these.
I appreciate it.
He brought the thunder today.
I gotta go clock in now, and you know, it was fun reliving hockey memories. Now I have to go be an adult.
All right. Well, until next week, maybe if you get another chance next week, give us a call. Talk some more hockey with you. But as always, we can't thank you enough for joining us.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Fife.
You know, you the man.
Yeah, guys.
And love
Time
you,
to
brother.
go paint a road, and time to go paint a road, and hope I don't get run over.
Yeah.
We'll hope the same.
Be safe out there.
You know, if I do though, if I get run over on the job, my wife gets 3 times my salary, so it's not all bad.
That's
one
one
way of looking at it.
I don't know if there's ever been a better sign off to a show before in my life. Like, Fife, you shouldn't even say one more word. Like, just hang up, because that is the best ending line.
There you go.
And he did. There you go. I mean, like, can you say anything better than, well, hey, you know, if something does happen, my wife gets 3 times my salary, so it ain't all bad. And it's just being done. Like, all right, I'm out, guys. Go and fuck it. It was awesome having Fife come on here, and definitely much higher level hockey talk than I think the 3 of us combined.
Awesome.
Probably could have put out there.
That's the first time I've been able to get 4 of us on here. So how about that?
There
3
you
on the
go.
mics, 1 on the Bluetooth.
Look at you, man.
Bam! We can
Look at
expand
you.
this show. We are growing,
Endless
baby.
possibilities, baby.
I told you months ago.
Endless.
What, 2 months ago when we started doing this, man. You're gonna just learn more and more.
How many
each
licks?
show
Little
that goes
by little.
So I mean, I think we're good with hockey, right?
Oh, yeah,
I feel like we covered hockey pretty well. Thank you to
I was
last
just gonna
thing.
check I was just gonna check the chat to see if anything was going on there. But
Just one last
we're
thing.
good there.
All right,
Carolina came back in that third period yesterday because they had nothing to lose. They played like they had nothing to lose, and they came back and kicked the crap out of the Rangers in that third period. Rangers better turn it on, Game 6.
I think you will. I think
If
you'll
it
see
comes
it
back
by-
to Game 7,
anything.
and Hurricanes have won 3 in a row, I think they're gonna carry that momentum and kick their ass in Game 7.
Yeah.
I think Rangers got to win Game 6. That's all I'll say about
But
that.
switching from the Rangers to another must-win team tonight, who I believe is
It's
on now.
It should be on any minute.
No, yeah, it was 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock.
I think it's
start.
8 o'clock.
But regardless, must win at the Garden tonight for the Knicks.
There you go.
Because, I mean, listen, you can't lose this game.
no,
You can't. I know it's at home. It's in the Garden. You can't go back to Indy after you just got spanked there. And what I love about this team, and I'm going to bring it up first right off the bat, is you haven't heard this team make one damn excuse. Afterwards, after every game, Hart takes accountability. Brunson takes accountability. These guys, they don't complain that they're tired. They don't complain to get played too many minutes. They don't complain that OG's hurt and that Randall's hurt and then Marcus Robinson got taken out of the playoffs by a dirty Embiid. You know, they don't bitch about that stuff. The coach doesn't come on and bitch about that stuff. You know what Rick Carlisle did after the first 2 Pacers losses? Bitch both times.
78 complaints.
You know what I mean? But you don't see the Knicks doing that. So I love that. But what I think they needed is a little bit of rest. I think they need to somehow they can win another game. They can win another 2 games. They can win this series. It can happen. It's a best of 3 now, and they got home court advantage. Seal it up tonight. Get this game done. Whatever happens in Game 6. Try your heart out. But you know you can still come back to the Garden for Game 7. But you got to win tonight. It starts with tonight. You can't give this game to them. Come out on fire and play defense. They missed that defense in the last 2 games. And I get it that they probably are tired. Maybe I'll make the excuses for them. And they probably are beat up. And they're probably, you know, Brunson's foot's not 100%. They're playing exhausted on a 7-8 man rotation. It is a lot.
They're playing like a 6-7 man rotation.
Now because of all the injuries.
Yeah,
but I mean, you get down to it, you have to win this game. They can win this game. And then, you know, you can't look to the Celtics. You can't look anywhere. You have to look at this game. This is your Game 7 to me tonight. You can't think that you're going to lose tonight. Now you've lost 3 straight to the Pacers and then going to win the next 2 in a row. You can't come in with that mindset. You have to come in with this Game 7 mindset in the Garden tonight. And if they do that, I think they can win. And that's where I'm at tonight. So that's where my hope is going to go. I want to see that fire out of this team.
I mean, look, the Knicks they're just shorthanded, man. There's no other way to put it, right? Like, you know, I've been thinking about it since Sunday when they lost, and you know, there's a part of me that's like Tibbs plays his guys too much. He drives them into the ground, like. But then, like, you sit there and you think about the fact they're missing, you know, 3-4 guys of the rotation that they planned on having coming into this playoffs. And then the injuries rack up, and Brunson's playing through the beat-up foot. You can't tell me Josh Hart ain't, like, I mean, that man's legs have got to be exhausted. And Eric's right. He makes no excuses. But there was a part of me that was going to come in here and be like, you got it. Like, Tibbs still hasn't learned from his mistakes. Tibbs still hasn't adjusted his coaching style to today's NBA. But honestly, these players respond to it. I think they like it. I think they like the challenge. I think they want that challenge. And when it's all said and done, Tibbs is a really, really good head coach. I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that even if the Knicks make it out of this series, I just can't fathom how they have enough in them to get out of the next series.
They'd have to get OG back. The only
No, you're
They'd
right.
have to get OG back. It's the only way. You can't even think about beating the Celtics without OG because honestly, they just have too much firepower. Unless they start getting injured, unless Porzingis goes down and Tatum goes down. Next thing you know, all they got's Brown left. You never know. Maybe something could happen. But the way this roster is built, the way things are, I just don't see. I'm with you. That's why I don't want to look to that series. I just want to focus on this Indy series because if they can get to the past the second round, if they can get to the Eastern Conference Championship, that's something they could build on for next year. Because next year they are going to get a healthy Randall back, and they're going to get a healthy Robinson back, and they're going to get a healthy OG back. And to see what this team could do all together next year, I think could be something special. I think they could make another run next year, but they gotta keep making those steps forward this year, and I think a big part of that is winning this series and focusing on winning this series.
Agreed, but like everybody's just said, they're playing every game. Like Brunson, Hart, they're playing nonstop because this team is just decimated with injuries. Game, what is it? 2-2, right? This is game 5, yeah.
Yep.
Game 3, they actually had they were in the game with all these injuries, with Alex Burke playing and Precious Achua.
That was the game Anunoby got hurt. Was game 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when he got hurt. Okay. Well, they were still in things, and like you said, tonight you got to play like Game 7. You got the home court advantage. It's technically best of 3 now. You're at the Garden 2 out of the 3 games.
Game just went underway,
and more or less, your bench plays better at home. So maybe tonight they can get off to a decent lead, and Tibbs can actually put in maybe Jericho Sims for an extra few minutes.
And Pacers are up 2-0.
Well, it's 2-0. It's 2-0.
I know, but literally as soon as you said hopefully they can get up to a decent lead,
But you never
it's
know,
4-0.
all right.
But like the Knicks really need to play great defense. If it's going to be the pace that the Pacers want to play at, they're going to get destroyed. They are honestly going to get destroyed. They need to play gruesome, hard-nosed defense. Keep it around 100 points. That's the only way that I truly think the Knicks are going to win this series. They got to play great defense.
They have to own the boards like they did in the first 2 games. There's no ways around it. That's how they beat the Sixers. That's how they won game 1 and game 2. If they dominate the boards and control their turnovers, the Knicks can win. That's what it boils down for this team. They just need those moments to go in their favor.
They don't have too many scorers besides Brunson, DiVincenzo, Hart. What's Hart going to give you? Like
He can give you 20
on a great night.
20 and 10.
He can. That's what you need tonight. You need 20 points from him. You need 30 from DiVincenzo. You need 35, 40 from Brunson. Like
the Villanova Knicks.
Somebody's got to step up and score who we didn't think. Either Deuce or Burks. Somebody's got to step up tonight and hit shots.
I'm waiting for Deuce because that was the thing. After they made that trade, they were counting on Deuce a lot. And I want to see him produce more tonight. I want to see him. I want to see Achua. Like you said, I wouldn't mind seeing Jericho Sims in there. I know the Pacers sometimes run a little bit small, so that's why the Knicks have kept kind of, I think, the small lineup going. I'm okay with that too, but you need to see more Achua. You need to see more McBride. You need to see more of these guys off the bench because right now it can't just be the Villanova boys. They need help. And we'll see if they get it. Knicks up 5-4.
5-4.
Still,
There you go.
still way too early.
Build on that lead.
I mean, I got to say, though, the one series to me that's not even worth talking about is going to be the Celtics Cavaliers. They're without Mitchell
once Spider Mitchell went down.
Once he went down, it's 3-1.
That series is over. Going
The
back,
only thing we can mention about that was LeBron was at the game yesterday.
There's
It
Mother's
don't
Day
matter.
and
He's on the
from
Lakers roster.
No. It's Mother's Day and he's from Cleveland.
It don't even matter.
It's Mother's Day and he's from Cleveland.
Yeah, like I mean,
and he went to the day after Mother's Day. So I gotta be
Dan
honest.
Gilbert gave him seats.
that series is over.
He won championships there.
Joey's just having
or
fun.
one.
He's poking the bear.
I'm having fun.
That's a day.
I'm having fun.
I gotta tell you though, I do have to eat my words, and I gotta eat crow.
OKC
On the Young Guns because I mean last week I came in, Young Guns, I'm so wrong, I'm so this, I'm so that. Both series now tied 2-2. Yeah,
let's go,
you did.
baby.
Okay,
The Young Guns
stole that game last night.
Yes, they
Dallas
did.
looked so much better for basically
90%
of the game, and then
3.5 quarters. They were a lot better.
And now look, Nuggets tied it back up 2-2. Took 2 in Minnesota after getting
Blown
beat
out.
up.
Yeah.
Although I still don't agree with the Murray stuff because how he was. We don't got to go down that rabbit hole again. Joey,
I'm with you.
I'm with you on that. But
I'm with you.
Dirty.
I thought he should have been suspended for at least a game.
Yeah, bullshit. Anyway, Nuggets do come back though.
Jokic showing why he's a 3-time
now all of a
MVP,
sudden
bro.
You're not hearing so much about, Anthony Edwards. You're hearing more about Jokic again. Do you think they woke the Bear?
I think they did.
Do you think they woke the sleeping giant?
I mean, yeah, but Anthony Edwards is still a beast. But if nobody else steps up and helps him, nobody's ever done it alone, right? Like, we know Jordan needed help. We know Kobe needed help. We know LeBron needed help. Like, none of the greats, none of them ever didn't do it alone. And, Jokic and Murray, the high pick and roll is killing Minnesota. It is killing them. Whether it's Karl Anthony Towns or the reigning just anointed defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert. Like, it doesn't matter that pick and roll is killing the Timberwolves. And offensively, Anthony Edwards is the only consistent player that they have. Meanwhile, Denver's got the championship mentality. They won it last year. They went through their gauntlet of the Western Conference. Nobody said it was going to be a walk in the park, and it makes me think back to the comments Jesus, I got Luka Doncic on my
on your mind.
Yeah, sorry,
Luka. We love
but
you,
what he
Luka.
said back in the Lakers series, where he was like, sometimes it just gets boring playing the same team over and over again. You gotta, make sure you keep yourself engaged, or you might end up losing.
Being down 2-0 got you engaged, huh?
Like, bro, like, this is like, you just like motivated yourself. Or like, that's some dumb stuff right there. So I think it's going to be a great series. I don't think the Nuggets win the next two. I do think this is going to end up going 7, but once it goes 7, you end up playing in Denver against an experienced team, and I mean, it might even go 6. Maybe they do win the next 2. I don't know. Anthony Edwards is just outgunned. That's the problem. He's just outgunned right now. He needs more scoring help around him.
Oh, agreed. But this is, I feel like the Timberwolves are like a year or two early anyway. I didn't think they would be this good, this quick as soon as they traded for Gobert. Like, all of a sudden, your top, them, Denver, and OKC all finished with the same record, I think, right?
Yeah, and Minnesota ended up at the 3.
Yeah. So for them to be as competitive as they are in this series, I think it's great. I think it's a great momentum builder for the future for them. And it's great experience for Ant because he's just going to get better and better every year.
Dude is a beast.
One question, though, for you guys. If I can, I want to stay in the NBA world, but I want to switch things a little bit. So how come the NBA does not take a little chapter from the NFL and have an award, like an award ceremony? They just put out their awards in the middle of their playoffs, and it's kind of like nobody talks about it.
Well, the guys get their trophies.
I'd agree with you.
Yeah, the guys get their trophies on their home court, but...
Well, we were talking
But
that
you should have that on your home court at the beginning of the season, or like
you could do that,
or like something last
at
game
the beginning of the playoffs.
Yeah, beginning of the playoffs, like
because at the time that Jokic got his award for the 3rd MVP, they were down 2-0 going to Minnesota. There might have been an opportunity where they didn't give him the MVP award on his home court or anything. I just think with how popular the NBA is, especially with the superstars that they have, they could just make a night to have an award night, and everybody would watch.
And I mean,
I honestly believe that.
That's fair too, because like the NFL awards, like most of us feel like we basically know like the main awards before the NFL even gets to their award show. So I don't know about you guys. I've never watched the NFL award show. Never in my life. But like the NBA does have some more personalities, but I'll tell you now, I still wouldn't watch that show.
Okay.
No, but the NFL does it, and we've talked about this. They do something to make sure they're always in the news or
something.
They're always, every month of the year, they have something going on. They're always in the news. That's what they do. So I think that's something that you're clicking on, Joey. That's 100% right. Other leagues don't do that, and I don't know why they're not copying that. I don't know why they're not
definitely
using that same kind of marketing strategy to keep their names in everybody's mind and to keep the thoughts of the NBA going, or MLB, or whoever going throughout the year. I just think that you're spot on with the NBA here and that thought, and it's something that maybe they should reevaluate in the future, because I'm like you, I do think it gets lost in the shuffle.
Because it gets lost. We're talking about the playoffs. We're not talking about...
Jokic won it again, right?
He won it again. Rudy Gobert won his 3rd or 4th Defensive Player of the Year. That's huge. Like, not that he's an amazing player, but how many players in history have won 3 or 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards? He's up there with like significant names.
Yeah.
And nobody really just talks about it because it's playoff time. We'd rather talk about the playoffs, and which is fine, which is totally cool. But I just think they deserve a little more respect with their awards. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think you're wrong. Like, yeah, that's
you can
definitely.
die on that hill.
Yeah,
Joey.
I ain't
You can die on
arguing.
that.
I'm not like dying on the other hill. That's for sure. I mean, however they want to do it. But I just will say, like, I've seen more players get trophies in the NBA than I ever have in the NFL, other than a Super Bowl.
True.
Or AFC or NFC championship trophy. Other than that, individual awards, I've watched more NBA players get their awards because I got the game on.
Yeah, you
before
get the
it
game
tips
on.
off.
Exactly.
So I get what you guys are saying and like just focusing on the awards and the guys that won that year, but I've seen more guys actually get handed their award. But you can tell on the court, they don't give a crap, man. They're just like, I'm trying to play ball. Like, like it's the playoffs. Like I got a game I'm trying to win. I got a ring I'm chasing.
Jojic's trying to get back to his horses.
So yeah, I'll say that much.
Come on, man. It's not like they're winning this.
Boban's playing with the crowd. Say you want chicken? Here's your job. Oh, he gave him chicken. He's the man of the
Giving him chicken, man.
Boban.
Oh my god.
Gave him
He gave the fans an award that night.
That'll never get old. Ever.
He gave the fans an
Definitely
award
won't.
that night. Is what he did. But I think that's about going to wrap it up here for us today, fellas. Because, I mean, we pretty much hit on everything we wanted to hit on. And, you know, I don't know about you, but I kind of want to go watch this Knicks Pacers game.
I do too.
So,
Yeah, I'm with you guys.
I think with that,
It'll be on the
Thanks
radio.
are
on
still
my
kicking
drive
ass.
home.
Let's go, baby.
you can find us at Die on This Hill on YouTube. I'm at The Living Legend on X. We got at David Hastings on X.
At David Hastings 23.
At David Hastings 23. And Mr. Joey, with some social medias now, hit him up with it.
I'm Joey Doth 47 on Instagram.
Boom.
DOTH, baby.
Shout out to everybody who joined us in the live chat today. Like, subscribe, follow, share, do all those things. And as always, don't be afraid to have an opinion and die on this hill.
Oh, yeah.